And he had a book that was written, and it was called Beginner's Mind. And that really refers to seeing things very, very simply and pristinely and clearly. And again, you might think that I want beginner's mind, and you crave beginner's mind, and you want to be at war with your ordinary mind, and you want to arrive at beginner's mind. And that's sort of a dangerous cul-de-sac. And we in this tradition, we are actually in practice Tibetan Buddhism, if that wasn't clear to anybody, by walking in. And there are various flavors of Tibetan Buddhism that are called sects, not sects, but sects, S-E-C-T-S. And we practice what's called the oldest translation lineage, but we're not really sectarian. We really have studied with a variety of teachers from numerous lineages. But we do follow the old translation lineage. And they have a nice phrase, and the lineage within the old translation lineage, the teachings that we are always aiming towards or trying to embody are called Dzogchen, which means either great completeness or great perfection. But they also have a phrase in the great perfection, which is could be translated either as ordinary or simple mind. Just also sounds sort of intriguing and appealing in some way, just a simple mind versus all of this complicated stuff that I'm always thinking about, all my accounting and all my planning and all my engineering. So again, I might be tempted to be at war with my mind, my ordinary mind, and hate it. And yes, you can arrive at probably some deep states through war with your ordinary mind, and there will be approaches, as I say, different teaching styles and different lineages may actually get into a war with the ordinary mind, and I'm going to control my chit-chat mind and my monkey mind, and I want to arrive at either no mind or beginner's mind or simple mind. And as I say, we certainly do things from time to time that are very effortful and very willful. But we also teach some simple meditations that will allow us to get closer to just a beginner's mind, a kind of simple mind, a kind of not ordinary mind, without getting into war with our everyday chit-chat kind of administrative mind state that we tend to live in. And there are both ordinary and extraordinary benefits to this. Most of us do find that if we quiet down, or if we get more centered, if we get a little bit stiller, there is just an ordinary kind of deeper sense of satisfaction, a deeper sense of groundedness, a deeper appreciation of being alive. And so that's worthwhile in and of itself. And in terms of spiritual goals, while it turns out it's a little bit complex to get to simple mind, quieting and allowing our ordinary chit-chat mind, our ordinary monkey mind, or ordinary egoic state to naturally quiet down gets us closer to a kind of fundamental simple mind, even though that whole process is a little bit, has many, many steps and stages to it. So our style of practice is meant to emulate and give a taste of what allowing a settling of the ordinary mind into a kind of simpler state might be like. And so we practice meditation not to control our mind, not to be at war with ourselves, but to develop attention in such a way that the natural quality of attention sustained over some time allows our ordinary chit-chat mind, our monkey mind, to just arrive at quiescence on its own. Pretty much like a bar of dry ice, if you set it out in the warm weather, will just evaporate by itself. You don't have to, evaporate. You don't have to take out a blowtorch. It'll just do it if you just have some patience. Our practice of attention, it's the very, very nature of attention which in some ways draws its very essence from the nature of the mind, that once we start attuning to our attentive capacity, then this whole chit-chat process, without getting into war with it, very, very gradually quiets down. Does that mean it's going to happen today? Probably not. But maybe you'll get a little quieting. Maybe it will. I don't know. One of the wonders of having a beginner's mind is when we start meditating, we might think it's going to become one way, but if we're open to whatever happens, we might be surprised. We might be noisier than usual. We might be quieter than usual. It's very, very critical faculty, actually, to develop the capacity to not assume and not anticipate. And again, you don't have to get into war with your assuming and your anticipating and say, go away and stop. It's really cultivating curiosity and attention very, very carefully to what is going on in the present, brings you into a kind of beginner state. If you can drop and not sustain habitual modes of thinking. You don't have to forcefully make yourself stupid. You just actually try to attend to what's going on in yourself, in your body, in your mind, in your perception. So that's actually the simple instruction on meditation, but we do use a few tools. We will oscillate between being with our breathing. We place our attention on our breath and then rest it there. And if your mind is racing, you just let your mind race, but you're attending to the breathing. You're not trying to stop your mind. If you get caught up in that, at a certain point, you won't be caught up in it. And the important thing to recognize is, a lot of times people, the way they teach meditation, it gives us a lot of sort of responsibility. So you're distracted, and they say, catch yourself from being distracted and then bring yourself back to your attention. You will never catch yourself being distracted. And if you meditate long enough, you'll see that. You do become undistracted, but it's not because of anything you do. You don't emerge from distraction. Distraction ceases, and you realize, oh, I just was distracted. So at that point, we just note distraction, distraction. We just sort of acknowledge we have been distracted, But you did not stop yourself from being distracted, because the very nature of being distracted is you're completely unaware. And when you're unaware, you can't do anything. You're lost. It's a kind of a blessing when we become non-distracted. So when we become non-distracted, we acknowledge that we were distracted by saying distracted, distracted, and bring our attention back to our breathing. And so we just place it on our breath and we rest with our breath. As I say, if there are feelings, thoughts, or anything else, we just let them be. And they do actually quiet down, but sometimes it may take days, months, or years of practice. But you may be lucky and you might be very quiet today. We do another practice which is very, very specifically offered to us by our teacher, Adzom Rinpoche, who we use sound as a focus. We use the sacred syllables hung. We say it twice, hung, hung. And we focus our attention on the sound. We combine that with obviously the breathing, which is part of making sound, and we just allow ourselves to focus in a very, very attentive way on the nature of that sound. Everybody's got a different pace with which they're going to say hung, hung, but that's okay. And so we're focusing and bringing our attention into the present, being present with the process of making a sacred syllable. It's the heart syllable of the heart mind of all the Buddhas. So we're attuning to Buddha wisdom with the syllable hung. And we oscillate. So we'll do some breathing, and then we'll do some hung hung, and I'll mark the beginning and end of these periods with a little bell. So we'll start with a short period of silent sitting, being with our breath, placing the mind on the breathing process, sensing that breathing, and then resting with that. And then when I ring the bell, we'll go into hung hung, and we'll go back and forth a few times. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. If you're tending to fall asleep, you can open your eyes a little bit and look down about 3 feet. Otherwise, you can keep your eyes closed if you wish. Om Hong, 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 hong. Are there any questions or comments or observations that anybody would like to make? Yes, there's a question or comment in the back. We're going to give you a microphone, so
You were just scratching?
you were scratching, right?
No?
Hi, this is my first time here.
Could you speak?
Welcome.
A little louder? Okay. My name is Renacia, and this is my first time here. And right on, right?
Hold the mic close to your mouth.
To my mouth.
Like an ice cream cone.
Okay. Hi. My name is Renacia. This is my first time here. I'm also with child for the first time. And ever since I came in, the baby's been really moving.
You've been hearing music?
No, the baby's been moving.
Really
yeah.
moving. Yeah, it's got us. I've been feeling worm feelings and stuff like that. I like it. This is very enlightening and very calming and peaceful. And thank you so much. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
We're
comment.
very happy to have you.
Anybody else with any moving babies? Or any comments or observations? Yeah, all
Back
the way
there.
all the way in the back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi,
Good.
my name is Yvette, and this is also my first time here.
Great.
I have a normal, pretty routine meditation practice that involves laying down, always laying down.
Lying down.
Lying
Yes.
down. And I also have an occasional sitting practice I do with a very particular group.
What
And-
kind of practice?
As I occasionally will sit to meditate, but
Sit-
it's always kind of with the same people when I sit.
Yes.
So I found it interesting how different it was because I was with different people in a different environment,
Yes.
how unique every meditation can be, and I couldn't have expected the feelings that I felt.
Uh-huh.
And it just made it, anything just makes it different.
Yes.
I just found that interesting.
Yeah, so the observation was that, different environment, different people seem to be a different meditation. And actually opens up a whole big area of contemplation and in terms of environment and company. And one of the reasons we meditate together is there is actually a positive reinforcing effect of a number of people practicing together, and every religious tradition has places that are considered sacred, and it may get a little bit woo-woo for many of us to think about it, but it's as if there's a kind of an imprint on the place that allows it to hold a certain kind of atmosphere. And so certain places definitely will affect people in certain ways in terms of practice. And it's actually good and useful to practice, visit sacred places and sit and see how it affects us in a kind of curious way. Any other questions or observations? One last one.
I'm going to say something. I have to get the book.
Okay.
This is my first time here too. By the way, congratulations. Just saying. When we were doing the breathing exercising, that just made me feel really calm and peaceful.
Yes.
So, and I haven't felt that way in a while. So
Oh.
I'm just saying it's an observation.
Very nice.
Is this the first time you've done that kind of
Yes,
practice?
actually.
Really? Wow.
It's the first time I've ever actually meditated or done anything.
Wow.
Terrific.
We're honored to be present at your first meditation.
It's my daughter.
Yes. You're both lucky. Well, I just want to say how lovely it is to sit with all of you today and really, really appreciate that you're here. Very much appreciate those of you who are here for the first time. And very honored that some friends from the Baptist community are here. I don't know if they're still here, sitting in the back. They were here earlier. And we really welcome participation of everyone. As Harvey said, we're non-sectarian. And it's actually a very important thing in our tradition and very important part of our connecting lineage is also, of course, through the Dalai Lama, who, as he often says, till his last breath, he will work for the harmony among religions. So we're really, really very, very happy and touched that you're all here. And I hope that this has been a wonderful experience for your baby and that maybe you'll talk about it later when he or she is grown. Do you remember? And yeah, if you would like to continue to hear about our activities, we would love to have you on our mailing list if you're not. And there's a place you can leave your email address for us. We don't send a lot of email, but we'll just tell you what's going on so that you can come. And thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday.
We have been passing around a book for names of people that we recall at this point. Anybody know where the book is?
We're going to have our closing prayers now where we share all the good feelings, the calm, all the positivity that comes from our practicing together and from our good intentions. We now share with everyone. Starts here.
Do we do anything besides go with
No, I don't think so.
So we do the short prayer on the bottom of page 22 in English, which we're sharing the benefit of this. We'll do that first. We'll read the names, and then we'll conclude with an ah, spreading out our well wishes to everyone in the community. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very grounds.
And we offer our prayers for the long lives and fruition of their work of all of our precious teachers, for all beings everywhere throughout this globe and all of space where we may know not where they are. And specifically today, we share our goodness, our intentions, and wishes for their happiness with Dan Perdue, Valerie Stevens, Guy Newland and family, Rihanna Rich, Nam, Craig Humphrey, Cody, his mother and grandfather, Joe and his father, Hatsumi Sensei, Joe Peake's father, Sherry Epstein in the Bardo, Sherry's family, Joe Rob Bartlett, Patia Bartlett, Yolande, all pregnant women and their babies, Joy Thorpe in the Bardo, Sam Warren in the Bardo, Newman, Patricia David, John and Terry David and children, Dakota, Mary Bradshaw, Tim Goodman surgery, Laura Forrest, Mom, Elizabeth, Sir Nicky, Bob, Nina, Roberta Chauvin, Camelia Wernux, Etta Blanchette, Luco family, Barlow family, Aaron Dees, Karen's mom, Melva Denson family, Molly Pekarsky, Katie Hopkins, Cindy and Adam, Tony, Charles, Andrea and Caleb, Dinah and baby Christian, Jeanette, Barbara Thompson Sr., Mita Keller, Mike's sister, Yvette O., Robert F., Alan O., Accenture employees, Jonathan Grossman, Shari or Shan Grossman, George Grossman, Jennery, Timmery, Krisno, Julia Paveglio, Seema Singh, Uncle Brian Grossman, Grandpa Grossman, James Williams, Sonia Naris, Andrea Villatora, Grant Marshall, Kimona Willius, Ross Denson, Martha Pokorny. May all be well, and we send out those wishes with an ah from our hearts, sound, mind, love going out everywhere.
Thank you all for coming. We have our holiday open house and potluck at this time. You are all welcome to stay and share in our potluck luncheon and to look at our holiday store and purchase everything you want for your beloveds.
And we have our Teaching Tuesday this Tuesday, and you are welcome to that. And Monday night practice, Amitabha practice, 6:30. Yes.